What's up, fam, and welcome back. Today I'm in my car, okay? So I wanted to get with you guys and talk about something that has kind of been on and off my mind with this new content that I've been putting out. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay, because I gotta keep the air on, okay? I'm in the sun so y'all can see me, okay? But can't be breaking a sweat, okay? So today we're gonna be kind of diving into this topic that I've really just kind of taken my time with, kind of putting out, but more so on this channel, like we've been doing light language and channeling counsels and stuff. But I wanted to kind of dive into the fact that a lot of us POC peoples, unless you like, we're very much used to a certain type of dynamic when it comes to spirituality that we lived with our families. And I want to bring up this topic because it's been something that's kind of been more and more clear to me. And I seen this video by this other creator that I love, African Spirituality. He had put up a post and he was talking about how all of the major religions have stories, or either like the main person in these areas are dead people, okay? AKA they're ancestors of the tradition, not necessarily of the people who are inside of that tradition. And so we kind of gravitate to that. And as people of POC, like, I think when we come into spirituality, right? And we come into these places where some places are like, hey, become your own God, da 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 da. And some places are saying, exalt yourself, and, you know what I'm saying? Either they're going to say and that and thing is either going to be God, the angels, some type of deity, or something like that, right? And then when you get into your ATRs, your ADTRs, one of the biggest things that's going to come up is the ancestors, right? People are going to tell you, don't fuck around and miss out on working with your ancestors. And something so big about the ancestors that I feel like isn't discussed, because it often isn't coming from a decolonized perspective. And so I think that this is something that we need to sit down and talk about, okay? It can be difficult for us as POC, especially if you live in the United States, to work in the realm of the ancestors starting out. One, because it's weird, okay? You're talking to invisible people. Two, you're talking to dead people. And in our society, honestly, let's just talk about it. Anything indigenous, Aboriginal, or African is wrong, is, you know, voodoo, is witchcraft, is frowned upon, is working the blah 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 of Satan, right? Which is so dumb. It's, oh my god, y'all don't know how dumb that shit is. But we're not gonna get there right now. I'm not gonna break that down right now, because the one thing that you need to understand is that your ancestors are not some weird demon spawn. They're not ghosts that haunt you. They are spirits, okay? And what is a spirit? A spirit is what fucking occupies your body. Right here, this body, this computer, this meat suit is housed by a spirit that is you, right? You get an ego when you come into this being, and that ego helps you solidify your personality around your soul self, your soul's personality, right? I need you to see that all the bullshit that you've been taught, all the things about being scared of magic, witchcraft, magical powers, in quotes, superpowers, and like, bro, all of this extra shit is bullshit. It's bullshit, okay? Because as POC, a lot of us, when in Africa, they have so much, but one thing that they have most of anything is they have honor and pride. And that thing is bestowed upon them by their practices indigenously and their ancestors. And I want you to understand that we come from a people who were already being subjugated to bullshit, okay? But the only thing they still had left was their practices. And that's what kept them home. It wasn't perfect. Some practices have been lost forever, just like when we look at the First Nations people of America, the Aboriginals of America, of this land that we live on. Many of their deep practices have been lost, but they still have something to grasp onto. For those of us who descended from either people who were what we call them, transcendent, like not slaves, but like indentured servants, and then those who has descended from slaves that were brought over. I want you to understand that with all the oppression that happened in America, a lot of us were stripped of our previous culture, our previous beliefs, the things that made us have honor and pride in who we are. And because of that, we kind of try to grapple onto this mismatched ass culture that we have right now. That's latent with misogyny. That's latent with oh my God. Like some dumb, really dumb ass patriotic shit that don't make sense. That don't work for us. It barely serves any of us. Okay? We are all in a place, okay? A place that is slightly somewhere and slightly nowhere. When you're working with, Reiki, working with crystals, doing little magical spells and shit, a lot of the times when you don't have that solid foundation that the ancestors bring into your life, you feel willy-nilly. You feel as if you're being, what's the word? It's like you're ostracizing what your ancestors have brought. A lot of us have lost the understanding that even in America, on this very fucking soil, our ancestors have bled. They have cried. They have marched. They have been beaten, bruised. They have beaten, bruised, shot, and been killed, mauled, tortured. For you not to honor that is for you to also relinquish what is yours, what they strove for, what they harbored, what they fought for, what they held in their spirit. Do you know what I'm saying? When a people fight back, they're not just fighting back for rights. They're not just fighting back. They're fighting for the future. They're fighting for you. They didn't even fucking know you. They didn't even know what you would do, who you would be. And they did it. They cared enough to sacrifice, to bet their lives on it. They did what they felt was necessary. And I will tell you, many of us come from lineages that have just ate fucking dirt, okay? Seriously. And we have the trauma of it. And a lot of us now in this time are the chosen one, the one in the family, the black sheep, right? That one who has to heal that shit. We have to heal the battle wounds of our ancestors. Those that had to be soldiers every day they woke up and step up out their house. Those who became enemies of their own people. Those who became enemies of their own partners, beaten, battled, and bruised. Those who harbored the ruins of ideologies that were given to our people back in slavery that was never healed. Families operating in consistent and utter, just intense as fuck post-traumatic slave syndrome, and don't know what it is, can't call it out, too afraid to go to the doctor, to be on medication, because whatever the fuck they saying, that's not it. Do you understand what I'm saying? We have to stop ignoring the obvious things. Those obvious things have a lot to do with the pain, not only in our subculture and our sub-society, the ideas that we're creating, we're subscribing to, not having the peace of mind, not being able to solidify a family, not being able to communicate effectively, not being able to be financially secure consistently, generation over generation, not being able to understand your emotions, feel them, and process them adequately, setting boundaries, not being angry as fuck all the time and not know why, needing respect, fighting for, getting rowdy, about to beat somebody fucking ass for respect. Those are all things that come from this place. In order for you to operate outside of not just the internal trigger of the life that you've lived and the scars that you have attained, but the cultural trigger of the mass ancestors, massive, many millions of people who were tortured every day of their lives, and some died early, raped, beaten. Understand that shit, it stays in your DNA. And people don't want to fucking talk about this because fucking ugly, okay? And if y'all know anything about me, I'm gonna go all the way fucking in. And right now, a lot of y'all are dealing with this and don't know what it is. You need to understand that at the center of your practice needs to be elevating these ancestors, allowing them to come up and assist you in your society, in your day-to-day, blah, blah, blah. When you're putting together your spiritual practice as a POC, the ancestors need to be a focal point. Make the ancestors the center of your practice. And you don't have to get initiated anywhere. You don't have to do any type of extra shit that's gonna cost you thousands of dollars. You just need a white candle, a list of names, and some water. That's it. And if you can't find those names, because sometimes we don't have those kind of families that keep up with that shit, okay? You can just call forth the ancestors of your paternal line and your maternal line, the mothers of your paternal line, and bless them. The fathers of your paternal line, and bless them. The mothers of your maternal line, and bless them. The fathers of your maternal line, and bless them. Elevate them. Ashe, 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 oh. Pour them libation. Pour them liquor. Right? I'm going to do a separate video on how to exalt the ancestors, but what I want you to know is you can create something that's real. And you can learn from those ancestors. And it doesn't have to be hard. But what I want you to know is continuing to live without that support and understanding how to listen and receive that support and commune with that support. I'm gonna tell you right fucking now, it's gonna be difficult to move through all the bullshit that we experience as POC in these days to come. I want you to understand that when you're having trouble at work, when you're having trouble, when you're going up against people who are biased, who are bigots, who are racist, who are misogynistic as fuck, okay? You can't always be the one who go after them, who shows their ass, because you gotta have a certain type of face to move with that shit. Does that make sense? But in the same way, you can step up, walk into, commune with the ancestors who is already fucking about that life. That's why you are and your family is the way that they is. So you trying to do something different, which means you can't be the one who's about it at face value. And so you have to move differently while also working your fucking petitions. It takes time for you to get to the mindset where you could work with the ancestors and not be doing stupid shit. And we'll talk about some of that stupid shit people be doing. But what I want you to understand is, if you're seeing this video right now, your ancestors is saying, get your fucking ass up off the ground. Stop having a fucking pity party all the time and get this help. Do you want this fucking help or not? Because it don't cost shit. And if you want to know how to fucking set up an altar in the astral because you not in a safe space to really be talking to a fucking white candle and shit, get you a cup of water, pour some libations at the park or something, get you a gallon of water and go out there and pour libation, da-da-da-da. You can go visit one of your family members at the cemetery and pour libation to them and tell them what you need, da-da-da-da. Or you can create you an astral altar, my astral altar series. I will link it in the video, okay? You can go to my playlist and check that shit out so you understand how to get this shit done. Stop putting yourself in this space. Stop allowing yourself to be sitting here in this fucking space. And a lot of us are here, don't want to be here. Keep experiencing bullshit after bullshit after bullshit that you thought you learned from. There's a reason why you're there. And it has a lot to do with the fact that your family keep being there. Because those are those battle wounds. Are you ready to get up and handle business and stop experiencing that shit? Or are you going to keep living in it? Alright. I love you guys. I have to get in here. We chit chat for quite a minute. I love you so much. I hope that you continue to rise. Continue to move with your highest I. And I love you. Stay well. Stay high, stay vibing, stay you. And without a shadow of a doubt, walk with your fucking ancestors all day, every day, no matter what. Because they the ones who really got your back, regardless. I'll see you in the next one.